suprascapularis. Why, again, this is a set of deep muscles within the back. Why it becomes important to discuss these muscles is they serve an important function of shoulder stabilization. Now, understand that certain muscles or certain joints in our group, in our body. So you've studied your joint actions, you studied the kind of joints, you know that certain joints have limited movement, like the elbow can move in one plane, and certain joints have multi-axial movements, multi-directional movements, right? So understand that the more articulation there is in a joint, articulation simply means movement. The more articulation and movement and mobility there is in a joint, the more the risk for injury. So you will notice that most of the upper body injuries will happen close to the shoulder, that too near the rotator cuff. Similarly, most of the lower body injuries will happen near the lower back and hip region, because the hip, similar to the shoulders, has a huge degree of movement, has a huge amount of articulation that happens. So just wanted to put that out there. Now we'll move the upper muscles, that is the trapezius, and expose the deeper muscles. All right, this particular area, so I'll remove the rear deltoids as well. Perfect. This particular area around the scapula houses the rotator cuff group, right? We'll start with the first muscle, that is the supraspinatus. The supraspinatus is again attached to the humerus, as you can see. This is the head of the humerus. All right, let's just check out its actions. Again, understand that these muscles aren't really very big muscles. You don't train them with very heavy weights, right? Okay. So the supraspinatus basically works to abduct the shoulder. As we discussed last time as well, abduction simply means to take away from the body, and adduction means to bring it closer to the body. So as you can see, the supraspinatus is performing what we call a lateral raise. I'll just pause it for a bit. As you can see, there are other muscles that are also working to do this, primarily the lateral deltoids. Right? And deep inside you have your supraspinatus working. So understand that a lot of times when you feel these pinches around your shoulder joint at the top of your upper back, it's usually one of the rotator cuff muscles that's been strained out or overstretched, or maybe it's been impinged upon. Yeah. Okay. Now let's move on and take a look at the infraspinatus. The infraspinatus is this muscle that is just below the spine of the scapula. Now this is the scapular bone. This central region, this angled region, is known as the spine of the scapula, right? So this is the infraspinatus muscle. Let's see what it does. The first movement that it does is lateral rotation. Now you know what rotation is: turning around a certain point, rotating around a certain point. And you also know what lateral is. Lateral simply means away from the midline. So when it's turning outwards or externally, it's known as lateral rotation. When it turns internally, that's medial rotation. Let's fade out all the other muscles and take a closer look. So as you can see, this infraspinatus is attached to the humerus, and it's pulling the humerus, or it's rotating the humerus outwardly or laterally. Right, being pulled outside. Alright guys, that's lateral rotation of the arm or the humerus for you. Now, the infraspinatus actually Also helps in shoulder. Just a second, bear with me guys, this is a slightly heavy app and tends to uh, lag from time to time. All right. Another function of the infraspinatus is transverse abduction. Now, don't worry about these terms, transverse, abduction. Realize that there are different planes in the body. All of these planes and axis I'll be teaching you in the biomech chapter. So transverse is a plane, right? It's also called the horizontal plane or a direction. Abduction is moving it away from the body, right? Moving the limb away from the body. So when you do your rear deltoid flies, right, or the reverse pec deck, what you're doing is simply performing transverse abduction, abducting the arm in the transverse plane, right? So the infraspinatus contracts to pull the arm back, also known as transverse or horizontal abduction. One last look. Okay. Now, next up we have the teres minor, one of the smaller muscles of the rotator cuff group. Let's see what it does. So we'll just hide out the bigger muscles. Okay, there it is. Now, this small muscle right here is the teres minor. It connects the scapula and the humerus bone. Let's see what it does. You remember what lateral rotation is? The teres minor also helps in lateral rotation. That is rotating the humerus bone away from the body. Fairly simple, we've seen it before. Okay, perfect. Now this last fourth muscle of the rotator cuff group is going to be very interesting. You won't be able to see it from here because it lies just below the scapula, right? So you'll have to see it from the front. So what I'm going to do is just going to turn my model around and I'm going to remove some muscles, right? Slowly, layer by layer, as I remove these muscles, I am able to see the scapularis, the subscapularis. So as you can see, it is, you have the scapula bone over here, right? It is just below the scapula bone, right? So you won't be able to see it from the back. Now, just as we had seen other muscles of the back attaching to the outer side of the humerus, interestingly, the subscapularis is attached to the inner part of the humerus. So I'm going to fade out the other muscles so that you can see, right? There's the scapula. Just underneath it, you have the subscapularis, and it's connecting with the inner side of the humerus, right? Now, let's see what it does. So, I'm sure a lot of you have guessed, since it's connecting to the inner side of the humerus, it's going to rotate the humerus inwards, right? This is known as medial rotation. This is the exact opposite of external rotation, that was lateral. This is medial or internal. So a lot of times the way a muscle inserts into the bone will also tell you what it does. You can see that the subscapularis is pulling the humerus in. It's rotating it inwards. Alright guys, that's it for the rotator cuff group. We'll do a quick recap. The rotator cuff group is